Hello, everybody. Are we live?
Hello.
Yeah, I think we are. I think we are. Hey,
Hello,
guys.
everybody.
You guys know Jakob, our community lead. Really glad to have you guys. It's real. We're just giving a few minutes, right? Before we get, we'll let some more people come in like we've done before. So we're excited, guys. Thanks for jumping on. And
We can, yeah, we can as a warm up, we can answer some questions if you have some.
ooh, okay, we can start juicy first, huh? No, you guys are the legends. Cold open? Yeah, it's a cold opening. That's true. It's a cold opening.
Well, it's a good warm up would be like if we get in the chat your factions, your favorite factions. Which factions are you representing? Come on, let us know.
They're asking Jakob, when's the last time you slept? That's a funny question.
I have a 4-month-old kid at home, so that's a very good question, and I can't even remember.
You're asking us how we're doing. If you're asking us, I'll be honest. We're very anxious in some ways. We're excited, nervous, terrified. It's the same kind of emotions we went through prior to launch. It's just the truth. Honestly, before Jakob and I do these streams, we literally go try and walk around, get some fresh air, like we're Rocky running up the stairs, preparing ourselves because we want to deliver the best message to you guys. And I can surely tell you that everything we talk about today is coming from the heart. And yeah, Jakob and I are a couple of knuckleheads, but we're we're ready to have a fun time with you guys today, aren't we, Jakob?
That's right. We have some fun announcements for sure.
Thanks for saying that, Thandro of Death. I said it wrong, but best extraction shooter I played ever. Thanks, man. We're just getting started. Will there be a wipe event? Will there be a wipe event? Yes. Anytime we have a major update, there will always come a wipe. It's very crucial because it's not just with other players coming in. It's because we're revamping everything. You know, this Night Ops, not to sound too bold, but it's going to have a feel like a different game in some aspects because it's going to be a fresh start, and we're really happy with what we've been seeing so far. There's still plenty of work to do, but yeah, there needs to be a wipe. Jakob, if you want to add any more to that, more power to you.
Nope. No. I'm just kidding. There will be a wipe, yeah, because as we mentioned on the last devlog, there are going to be a number of changes. We're going to be rebalancing a couple of things, and it only makes sense for us to start with a clean slate, and see how the new changes are going to behave. And of course, your feedback is going to be absolutely crucial for that. So keep it coming, please. Let us know all the time. Let us know how you feel about the game, and especially once Night Ops hits, because that's when the feedback is going to be the most important.
Yes. Yep. So yes, skull masks. We hear that all the time, Jakob. In fact, I like to talk a lot with the GZW community in the Discord, and it's every day. Skull mask when, skull mask when. So
Yep.
we see everything. We have the eagle eyes.
We see everything, but we're not commenting on everything. So
Yep.
no comment regarding skull masks.
And guys, we'll probably start in just like a minute or two at the very most, because like we said, we're not going to tease like something we want to share. We're going to get right to it as soon as we officially start. Hi, Ziad. Probably said that wrong. Says hi, Rick and Jakob.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, guys, for sure. Update 0.2 Night Ops is coming out this fall. Like we said, though, that's the one thing. We did say that today we're not announcing the release date. I think you'll actually find out in just a little bit why. So, what do you think? Should we get this party started, Jakob?
Well, what does the chat think? Are you guys ready?
You guys ready? Little ready to go, or a little GZW or something? Something in the text? Not ready? Sick isn't ready. Let's go. Something fingers. Let's go. Okay, let's do it. So, okay, guys, thanks for jumping on the stream. As you know, you have myself, Rick Lagnezy, head of PR and comms, and then you have Jakob, who's our community lead. It's been just so amazing to our team in the last couple months. and it's great working with him. It's only going to be better for not just the game, but for you guys. So we're excited to have him as well as some others on board that he'll mention actually just a little bit later in the stream. So again, thanks for joining, guys. We know you're not here just to hang out with us. So we wanted to just, kind of discuss something that's crucial to the release of our first major update that is coming later this year. So we don't have an official release date yet. We said that. However, we are definitely excited to announce that over 1,000 players will have the exclusive opportunity to test the non-final version. Okay, it is definitely wrapped up under NDA, and it is ahead of the release, of course. But we want at least 1,000 players to test an early version of Night Ops. Um, this is crucial. This is something that we want to you guys to get hands on. That for those who can participate, for those whom we choose to select, of course, because you have to be handpicked. But keep in mind that this is going to be huge. This is early version. Not all features will be implemented yet for this version. And as part of the process, if you're selected, there's definitely going to be an NDA, as I said, a non-disclosure agreement. We don't want spoilers, of course, and so this means you can't discuss the experience, share the content, or disclose any details. But we definitely appreciate your guys' understanding. We're trying to make the best experience we can. So we're thrilled to say that look, we want the community to test this. We want you guys. We said you're a part of this journey, and we meant it. So you guys, while not everyone can participate, we're still trying to get as many players as we can, and this is going to help shape the release date itself and the future of Gray Zone Warfare. So at the end of the stream, we're actually going to have a link to sign up today. So it's going to, we won't know yet, and we won't be able to provide of everyone who's going to play, of course, but we will give you more details about that. But at the end of the stream, there will be a link for those participating in this test. We're really eager to have you guys get hands on, and we're really eager for the game to actually come out, of course, or Night Ops, I should say. So with that said, Jakob, please take it over from here.
Yep. So before we dive into the devlog itself, I just want to reiterate one more time that your feedback is absolutely crucial and that we're responding to this feedback. And I think that that's going to be quite obvious with what we are going to be talking about in just a couple of minutes. Many of the decisions that we're making are shaped by your ideas, your suggestions, and your feedback. So please keep it coming. We love you. And
Yes.
yeah, I think that Mara said this the best because we want to develop Gray Zone Warfare for gamers with gamers. So that's why we're here as well. Yeah, exciting times.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know,
Uh,
um, go ahead.
I have one other thing that I wanted to
Oh, I'm
briefly
sorry. Of
address.
course. Yes. Yeah.
No. It's w- the feedback. Some of the feedback that we're getting is, of course, people that are very much looking forward to the game and but are concerned, of course, because in today's day and age, game development is a tricky industry, right? We see studios closing left and right and so on, and people are, of course, worried. They enjoyed the early access, right, and or the right after early access, but they don't know if the game is going to evolve and so on, and they're worried that we're just going to take all the money and disappear somewhere tropical, and fancy. I think that these streams and especially the updates that are coming are going to be the proof that we mean business. We are not in the business of running away. Madfinger Games has been around for over 14 years, and if you just look at the track record, I think that should give you a little bit more of a trust into what we're preparing for you. And speaking of what we're preparing for you, that's all I wanted to say. We can jump into the devlog.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so some of you guys have already taken a look at the devlog. It was posted a couple hours ago, but we're going to break this down. We actually have more to dive into with this devlog. So basically, what our mission is even with with Night Ops, with this devlog is we want to push the boundaries of tactical realism. So we're raising the stakes and improving the overall experience in Gray Zone Warfare Night Ops. And so we really want to have a pretty big focus, or at least continually improve upon the gear fear. We want to give you guys more reasons to explore, intelligent decision making. So the game Night Ops is definitely about to get more challenging, but also more rewarding and thrilling. Every decision you make will have significance, and every piece of high value gear you acquire will feel hard earned and invaluable. So, if we can go to the first slide, expand your tactical options which gives new weapons, more choices. This is a fun one. Jakob, would you like to?
Yeah, I would love to. We're going to start with the weapons. Of course, that's one of the things that we're getting the most questions about. We are introducing new weapons. We have already revealed some information about what's coming, but today we can give you a little bit more. So not only the MP5 is going to be added into Night Ops, but we're also introducing six other weapons. One of them being the iconic Colt 911. Some of you already know, I'm sure. We're also introducing the AKS-74U, a weapon that is going to be available to loot in the starter town, giving you a little bit more variety for your loadouts. We see people, running around with the AR-15 type weapons everywhere, and we realized that that's not how we intended the all the players and their gear to look like. So we are giving you more variety. So even in the starting town, you're going to get a really nice other option to complete your loadout. So AKS-74U is going to be available in the starter town, and we're also introducing a brand new AK Ratnik series, which is a new generation of the AKs. You can look forward to AK-12, AK-15, AK-19, and AK-308. All these weapons are going to be available in the new update. Of course, every weapon is not just one item, one weapon, but every weapon consists of number of attachments. So this is the case as well. You are going to be able to mix and match to basically fine tune your dream weapon and
Yeah.
use it in whatever you guys decide to do.
And the thing is, it's actually seven if you think about it, because the MP5 plus the Colt and the AKs. So it's
That's
a
right,
decent
seven
amount of
new
weapons.
firearms.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and I think we can all agree. Well, I put in 200 hours myself. Some of you guys know I play on the live build just about every day. I love the game. I've always loved games with this sort of, or always wanted a game like this because I played, the Ghost Recon games, the Wildlands, or going way back to even Ghost Recon 2. I really love playing this game itself. So I experience the same frustrations and things you guys do. And the one thing that I did almost through the entire game is use the M4A1. And now this is really going to make you think more differently about your approach, the weapons. This is what we've wanted, from the beginning. And now we're able to happily say that we're rebalancing the weapons to give you more options. And speaking of more options, I think we should go right into the next one.
That's right, because new weapons are not the only thing that we're doing about your firearms and your arsenal. We're also looking at the weapons that are already in the game and doing a little tweak here and there. So specifically, we're talking about shotguns and 9mm pistols. We realized that, well, like we've been listening to your feedback, guys, so we know that the shotguns could feel underwhelming because we all expect if you're using a shotgun at close range to hit the target, to drop the target, right?
Yep.
Uh, that is going to be the case with Night Ops. So we're rebalancing the shotguns and the 9mm pistols. Specifically, we're looking at the ammunition because that was the case, but you can look forward to having more options for close quarters as well.
Yeah, and for me, for following up, I'd actually like to answer a question, Jakob, that Salvation Actual asks, why add another handgun when they don't work? And so,
Well, there you go.
well,
But
there you go. And well, that's
911 is 45 caliber, right? It is not necessarily the rebalanced 9mm pistols, but I assure you that the Colt 911 is going to feel just right.
and yeah, and the point is like the guns that you've tested and played with before. Obviously, they haven't worked as well as we'd like. This also includes latency, among other issues that we are working on. By the way, performance, AI optimization, like those are huge things, that are very very huge. So with all these things combined, you will be able to use more of your arsenal for those close quarter combat, mid to long range. So yes, they will become more relevant, which is another reason for the wipe, as we talked about, as we're rebalancing everything. So
That's right. We're going to be talking more about other rebalances very soon. But before we do that, we have another thing that I would like to go into because this is something that pleases me very much. With the Night Ops update, you are going to be able to inspect your gear much closer. So when it comes to weapons, you are going to be able to inspect the weapons, zoom in, see all the attachments that you applied to the weapon. The same goes for items that you find. You will be able to inspect those. And my favorite addition is that you are going to see your character. You're going to be able to rotate your character, inspect your character. It sounds like a minor thing until you actually see it in the game, because some of us are really concerned about not just being efficient when you're in the battlefield, but also looking really cool in front of your friends, right? I mean, those of us that are playing in squads can attest to that. That looking cool while doing cool things is, quite important for some of us. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were we were actually discussing with Rick how to talk about this, and I kept saying that the fashion is super important, and he said, "Not for this community. Don't call it fashion. Call it style." Guys,
style.
I
You know,
I I am going to call it fashion.
I mean, the thing is, when you level up and then all of a sudden you unlock, new clothes, you like to wear them. It is a sense of pride. Like, hey, look, I've been there. I've done that, So you're not wearing the same clothes. Like, that's the way I look at it, is you earn it and you like to show it off. So you want to make sure and you can inspect and rotate. And I think that's a little something cool. Jakob, I would like to backtrack on one thing that I think is just something to reiterate. Whereas
Mhm.
Gaming Prime Prime Gaming ad guys, these are tough ones. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying, but
Make it easy for us, guys.
yeah, yeah,
Create
yeah, guys.
easy
Like,
to
give us
read
your,
names.
like you say, hey, ask this question and say, here's my nickname. No, is there going to be an overhaul to damage response mechanics? For example, shooting someone in the neck, making them bleed. Oh, actually, we're kind of
We have
addressing this. So
we have a whole dedicated section on that. So if you can be patient for a couple of more minutes, we are going to address that.
yes, absolutely. Oh, I see. It says Prime Gaming, and there they put that together. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to address that, guys, because I know what you're thinking. You feel the effects of when you played it in the beginning, and some of you guys, you know, please understand. Since from April 30th to now, performance and things have increased, but it's not good enough. So if you haven't played since April or May, you're going to want to come back and play this because it is going to feel different. You're going to be able to breathe a little bit easier. I'm not saying as far as difficulty, but knowing that you have more options, you're gonna be able to, and we're gonna actually break this down. So I don't want to go on a tangent. I just understand where you're coming from, that the damage response mechanics, it's going to be improved. The AI taking damage, all sorts of stuff. So yes, those are all being addressed.
Mhm.
So
So
the
if we
next slide.
can actually move to the next point, we are going to talk about just that, because with the next point we're looking at improved ballistics, and by improved ballistics I mean how the bullets behave once they hit the target. We have well, in the current version of the game we have only two layers of any characters, right? And now we're adding a third layer to introduce a more realism and the more authenticity to how the characters should behave when they're hit with different ammunition, with different weapons. So what you can see on the image, I know that it's not like self-explanatory, so let me guide you through it. So what you are seeing is the blue parts are the way the area that is affected by the hit, right? So the red parts are the cavities that are created by your bullets, by your ammunition. That of course varies based on what kind of ammunition you're using. If you're using armor penetrating bullets, for example, these red parts would be very small. The entry point is very small because they are designed to penetrate, right? But if you're using the hollow point, for example, they are designed to impact as much of the mass as possible, so they shatter, right, or expand. And this is what you're seeing here as well. So and the addition of the extra layer, because now we're not going to have just skin and bones, but we're adding also a tissue, is going to affect how the bullets behave once they enter the body. The results are going to be, every shot is going to be slightly unpredictable once they hit the body. The damage that it's going to do is going to be like the result of this. So we have taken a look at the ballistics as well and the human anatomy, and I think that a great example would be, for example, the neck shots. The neck shots are going to be much more lethal than ever before because the realism is extremely important to us. I hope
Absolutely.
I hope I explained that
Yep.
right.
No, no, you did. And here's the thing to add to that. All I want to add is when you're playing and you're in intense areas, you're in Tiger Bay, Midnight Sapphire, or you go there's so many places that I was just playing you know Tiger Bay last night, and I was in the URLNA camp, and they just come from every which way, and it's annoying. And when you're aiming and you're shooting, you want your bullets, every bullet to actually count to matter. And so I just feel like with this update, of course, we're adding new content, but these things are really important. We can't just add new content without it properly balancing things. So this is crucial, and it's going to feel better. That's the point. When I'm playing, I want it to feel good. I want it to feel realistic, not like they're bullet sponges or not like my bullets aren't being effective. So that's all I wanted to say. Um, However, I think we should choose another question, and we're trying to get the questions on topic to the feature we're working with. We try to prioritize that, but there are some questions that. Oh, here's
Oh,
one.
come on. Let's introduce a bit of chaos. Let's
Let's
answer
do that.
anything.
Let's do that. But here's one I want to address. Will suppressors actually work in night ops? Now, I want to address this. There's another part to the question. Here's the thing: they actually work now in some respects. When you have a suppressor, it's not completely silent. That's not accurate. So if you're playing a game and like the AI that's 2 feet to the other guy can't hear it, or 10 feet or whatever, you can hear suppressors. Okay, so you're still going to expose yourself in night ops when you use a suppressor. It is true, though, at the same time that we are improving the sound, as Jakob can fully testify with the AI. They are way too sensitive to sound as is. We know this, and we're still going to improve this with each update for sure. But this update specifically, we are improving the sound with that. But yes, you still can hear when you're shooting a suppressor. You can still hear from if Corey was on stream. He's ex-Marine. He would probably be able to tell you a certain distance, and you'd be surprised. Um,
That's right. I
Anything
was
to add?
worried for a second that you were going to say that it's important to address whether we call it suppressors or silencers, but I don't want to start another argument in
Oh
the
no,
chat
no, don't. Let's not. Let's.
because
But
that's the argument for the ages.
there was another part to this if I can find it. We're getting a lot of help from our community managers to help us here. Okay. Or will AI a few hundred meters away still know where the shots are fired from? That is a very Jakob. I mean, obviously that's a very reasonable question to ask, because just know that
Yes.
it is a jungle, right? So when you're in an open space, I live in the country. Space travels and for miles, like I mean miles. When someone's even like when there's a concert band or even neighbors, sometimes it sounds like you're in their yard. So when you're in more open space, sound will travel. But we are absolutely not going to have the AI do like we're fixing that 181 tap. We're working on to make that reduce as much as possible. That was causing the problems with the audio. So that's a great question.
I would also maybe tease a little bit the upcoming devlog, the third and final devlog that is going to come soon, where we are going to be talking more about the AI and the improvements to AI behavior.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. The next one
Oh,
is a big one because here we have a bunch of things to talk about. So from this GIF or from this video that you're watching, I don't think that it's perfectly clear what it shows, but let me walk you through it. So it's actually showing a vendor stock. Each vendor with a new update is going to have their own stock, and that stock can run out. That means that you will not be able to rely on the vendors to supply you with the best equipment at all times. They are going to run out if you are going to be buying a lot of their gear. So uh, that means that you are going to be encouraged to explore. Thank you for that. You are going to be encouraged to explore the world and find the gear that you're looking for if you cannot afford it or if you cannot buy it at vendors. This we hope that this is going to change your experience, change your overall experience, and you're going to value and fear more for the gear that you get, for the gear that you have, and you're going to fear more of losing it, because behind every gear is going to be, a lot of effort and a lot of accomplishment and pride that you have it. So even more gear fear is going to be
yep.
introduced. And part of this, if you allow me, I'm going to segue right into the next one. We can, of course, return to this, but the next thing that we're introducing as well to achieve even more realism and more gear fear is the durability of your equipment. So, in combination of those two things, your gear is going to be a little bit more rare, at least like the super high end gear. You are not going to be able to buy everything from the vendors at all times, and your gear is going to suffer damage. That means that you are going to be encouraged to explore the island and explore the new locations that we have revealed in the previous dev stream, the new environmental points, because the new environmental points are going to contain weapon caches, for example. The bosses in the game are going to also carry some of the high-end gear, the gear that is currently available at vendors. But we want to really give you a motivation to hunt down these bosses, to look for these weapon caches, to
Yep.
explore the island, and to get the best possible gear that you can get.
Yes. So there's a couple things with this. One is the fact that basically, when you're playing right now and you have a lot of money, you can just keep buying all the best stuff. You can have a lot of extras and a little bit too much. With the durability and the limited vendor stock, excuse me, what's going to happen is it's also even it becomes less arcadey. You're not just shooting unlimited rounds. Everything's more precious. When you explore, you feel like more of a reward, more the need to get it back to, excuse me, the base, to your fob. And what I like about that too is even if you have, like, for myself, and I put in over 200 hours now, but when I play against, uh, someone who's maybe put in 1,000, it kind of balances the scales, meaning that you can't just, like, have like unlimited gear, unlimited, your guns never wear and tear. I think all of what this is going to do is it's going to go along with the phrase that we say is every move matters, everything you do.
Hmm?
And it makes every more move count and it makes everything more suspenseful. That's what we're really going for. We're going for the suspenseful emotions. We want you to really think about what you're doing. And with that gear fear, it means it's just not as easy to fly back, do the naked run, and go and get your gear, or just have the best gear because you can just buy it right away. We really want more rewards to go out there and get it and to earn it, quite frankly.
Yeah. And of course, you are going to have more options, right? We already mentioned the fact that we are adding new weapons to existing locations. So we are encouraging more variety. Sometimes you are going to have to grab that dirty, filthy AK and try to reclaim your valued loot that you lost. One super important thing that I want to mention regarding the durability. So with the weapon durability, it is please don't understand it as like your weapon is just going to degrade over time and it's just going to eventually break. That's not exactly how it's going to work, because like I said before, one weapon is not one item. The weapon is a complex collection of different attachments and parts and so on, and these parts are going to degrade based on how you're using them. So for example, the barrel would like decreased in durability because you are shooting full auto, for example, and so on. uh, it is going to degrade much faster than, for example, the handle. My favorite example is also the fact that if you're using a bolt action rifle, the Mosin Nagant, for example, and you have the bolt, and the bolt breaks, you are still going to be able to use the gun for that one shot that is in the chamber, but you have no chance of reloading it, because you are missing the bolt. So these weapons are going to behave differently based on what kind of attachment, what kind of part of the weapon is going to be damaged. I think that is going to really, really be interesting, because you are going to be then back at FOB able to replace that one part that broke down,
Yeah.
or replace the weapon altogether.
And if I could step into, one of the things with these parts, when you see them breaking down, you can replace them. Jakob, if you said that already, I apologize. I'm trying to
I
look at
did.
some of the sorry, I'm trying to look at some of the questions. But the other thing is this, with each update, it's going to get better and better. Every feature, pretty much, or at least based on feedback, how we see things go. And some things we can't add in time based on the fact that we want to get this to you guys in the fall and we want to get this version to be the best possible. With that said, that fixing the weapons, that will be eventually be a thing. It'll just be in a later update, should be the next update. But for this one, we've tested it. I've played a really early version, and with the durability, it makes you reconsider your moves again, and it helps from just being easily more overpowered, like we were talking about before. So you're in a gunfight. Picture that you're in a gunfight and you're just shooting rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds, and you just know at some point, if neither side moves, neither party moves, you can just keep shooting, and then the person who has the most rounds maybe wins until you run out. Well, now you have to worry about the durability, and you have to consider what you're doing, and that's huge to me because
Yeah.
I like that kind of tension, you know.
Yeah,
And
your gun breaking down in the middle of a firefight, that's scary.
scary.
I remember, I don't know if you played Far Cry 2. I think that was the first game where I
Dude, I'm
noticed
a
that
Far
they
Cry guy, the old school mostly. Yes.
Oh, nice. That was my favorite Far Cry, by the way. But yeah, weapons and weapon malfunctions, that's also something that we're looking into. And we're not promising anything, but we're definitely looking into that.
And I'll just answer a couple of small questions before the next topic. There will be toggle lean. The all birds in the air. Yep, we
Mhm,
are addressing that. You actually will
mhm,
want to see our devlog before that. We are addressing it in several ways. Like it's a big deal. So yes, we are absolutely addressing that. And then there's also will there be any optimizations? Absolutely 100%. Now,
mhm,
like we said before, there are some things like with that going back to earlier with the experimental, it's not going to be the final build. So there might not be all these things you see in there per se. But by the time it comes out, that's our key goals, our optimization, performance, and the AI.
mhm. One other last thing I promise that I would tease regarding the durability is that the durability doesn't affect only weapons, but it does affect also other gear,
Good point.
for example, the advertised night vision goggles that are coming with the new update. They are going to also suffer damage, and the damage is going to affect what you see when you look through the night vision goggles. So we're going to walk you through this in the next update, which is dedicated to the day and night cycle. But man, I can already tell you that what
You
these
are a
guys
tease.
well, I mean, if you allow me, I can tease the guys even more because yesterday we had a very dear visitors here in the Metfinger Games studio in Brno, in Czech Republic. Those were actual professionals that are developing night vision goggles, and they were consultants because we prefer to consult people that know what they're talking about, like Spicy, for example, who's a SpetsOps guy and who's like, the guy that is telling us how things actually work in combat. So these night vision guys, let's call them what they
Night
are.
Gear
And
Solutions. That Night Gear
Night Gear
Solutions.
Solutions, that's right. If you want to find them on social media, you can. So these guys are actual developers of night vision goggles, and we were yesterday playing the latest build with them, and I think they were quite impressed how we worked in their feedback.
Yes. And by the way, yes, there will be night phosphorus with MVGs. We'll have more to talk about that in the next devlog for sure. So little teasers, but I think that's cool. That's why they're here.
Yep.
Um, Jakob, one more question because this still gets
Hmm.
brought up about LZ camping. So we've already added, I think it's 9 LZs since release, and we're adding more to this update. That's there's a lot more options where you spawn in. So yes, we are tackling LZ camping. So
Yeah. Also, the waits for the helis is going to be shorter.
yeah.
That was addressed in the previous devlog, but rest assured, we definitely are addressing that. All right, are we ready to move on?
Yes.
All right, so let's now dive. Like this was the stick. Now the carrot, right? The game is going to be a little bit more challenging. I think that you guys are going to love it. I'm sure. But now the things that you guys actually gave us feedback about, and something that we're addressing, is the quality of life features. One of the most infuriating thing for those at least that are not like very very tidy when it comes to your lockers is how you organize your locker. My locker is a freaking mess. I've seen Rick's locker. You, sir, are a very different type of person. You have everything like properly designated and everything. I admire that, but I'm not capable of that. But I will be, because now I will be able to press a single button and everything is going to fall right into the right place. You are also going to be able to filter your locker so that
Your gear. Yep.
any dealing any dealing with your gear is going to be streamlined and much easier.
Yes. And the thing I would say is it's nice even quickly in the heat of battle for whatever reason. I mean, I only think like that because I think Yaka made the point that I do like I'm kind of obsessive about my how I organize. And it might not be perfect per se. We think it's pretty good, but again, we'll see how you guys respond to this. A lot of this is seen what hey, look, we know this is going to help. It's been heavily requested, more than you even know. So we are happy to so that you can pack your items in your locker and you can then filter through just like you can with Gunny, right? On all the parts. weapons. You'll be able to do that, and that's kind of neat. I like that. I don't have much more to add to that myself.
I
I
do.
think it's very
I
convenient.
do.
Yeah,
I do, because the sorting and filtering is not the only part of this upgrade. We're also introducing more gear cases that are going to be available for you to find throughout the
Jakob,
world.
I need to just forgive me, but it is packing, not sorting. That's because yeah. I just wanted to clarify that for the viewers because
Thank you for clarifying that.
look, there are other games
Hey,
that
you're the
sort.
comms director.
The thing is that it's not going to be the same like you're used to in other games, and some people like it, some people not like it as much, to be honest. But yeah, it's packing. It's not like auto sorting. So the packing, everyone's going to have their opinion on it, but I don't. We don't want it to act like it's going to be like said game. So yeah,
All right.
sorry,
So yeah,
the little
no,
things.
no, 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 that's important for you to clarify. Also, I was talking about the gear cases. So these are, the items that you are going to be able to put more of the appropriate type into, right? And like basically introduce more order into your locker than ever before. These gear cases, however, are quite rare, and you are going to have to look for them in the world. Like I mentioned, we're making the entire Lamang Island more populated with interesting locations for you to explore. Gear cases are definitely going to be something that you are going to be hunting for. You are going to have much richer playground to go out there and find them.
Yes. So sorry, can I interject
Of course, always.
about the intel?
Hmm.
Guys, it pains me to no end. I've probably done it, Jakob. I don't know how many times you've done it, but I've 10, 15 times. It's not just even when I get the message and I forget to check my message from whoever, Labrat, Gunny, Turncoat, doesn't matter. Well, not well, either way. Yeah, that's right. I don't want to give away that if you haven't played towards the end because there's something I was just going to divulge. Never mind.
No spoilers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. The point is that the intel now that gives you that red alert, like on the left side of the screen, with the vendor, and then above the task is huge because I was playing with some randoms. I said randoms because I didn't know who they were. We were at Midnight Sapphire, and we're like, yeah, we'll meet each other at the hotel. And he's like, oh dang, I forgot the intel. So this is going to help prevent that, and it's going to help save you a lot of trips. I mean, think about also another thing. How many times would you get the intel, then you go somewhere and you die, right? And then you go to loot your body and you die. So now you lost everything, and then you forget to get the intel. So it's like one blow after another, and then we want to try to help prevent that and mitigate that a little bit.
Exactly. What Rick is talking about is that little small line of text that is barely visible from where I'm looking at it. But this is the most important line ever, because yes, Rick, I can assure you that this has happened to me a number of times, more times than I care to admit. And yeah, this warning before you head out into a mission on a task, that you don't have all the necessary items, is going to be there, so that you
Right.
can always go fully kitted out with all the appropriate items.
Absolutely. So let's see. Maybe we can get a couple questions in.
Sure.
Um, Someone did ask. This is even though this isn't on topic, it is one that I know our community managers want us to mention. Is there some new gear like helmets, vests, and fashion that's coming? So something is coming of sorts, and that's all we want to say because we want to leave it as a little surprise. We don't want to overhype it, but we think you'll like some things. So
So yes, but no more comment on that. Maybe
okay,
maybe in the next vlog you're going to have to watch to find
yep,
out.
yep. So
All right,
okay,
the next one, another quality of life thing that was actually a very frequent suggestion from the community, and it is something that I appreciate a lot, is because I'm usually playing in a squad with my friends, and that means that if one person, one member of the team is going to, the team leader, let's say, is going to mark a waypoint on their map, all the other members of the team are going to see that. This is going to change the cooperation, improve the cooperation, and in the combination with emotes that we're introducing as well, that were part of the previous devlog, I encourage you to watch. You are going to be able to communicate much more efficiently with your squad, especially if, and I know that there are guys there that don't want to go and communicate with other players. They don't want to use the voice chat.
Yep.
Now with the waypoints and now with the emotes, you guys are going to be much more efficient when playing in a team.
Yep. Absolutely. So, this is kind of a big deal. Let's be honest. We've had also sometimes some VoIP issues. So if you're playing even now, sometimes all of a sudden the VoIP doesn't work. I actually experienced this. Again, I was at the URL and A camp, and this guy's like, "Yo, dude, let's go get some. Let's go get some tangos." You know, sorry, bad impression of. I don't know
Of
how.
what?
I don't know. I don't even know. It was terrible. It was terrible. I'm fired. I'm fired. Anyway, and like I couldn't communicate, so I'm trying to jump. I'm trying to even shoot in the dirt and spell something, or you can use the mouse button and move your head. So with the the emotes like Jakob said, or with a squad waypoint, because he wanted me to follow them and I could have accepted the squad invite and all sorts of stuff. But the point really I'm getting at is like this is more seamless. This is what we want to do. We want to give people options if they're working together to do it the right way. And while communication is key, this will obviously help save a little step when everyone can see it who's in the squad.
That's right.
Pretty simple.
We are also introducing some other improvements to the minimap where you will be able to zoom in and so on.
Yes.
You guys are going to see once the update actually goes out. But oh yeah, cooperation is going to be much more, much easier. Do
I
we have
think
any
we should
questions, or are we ready to?
I think we should just go right into the next one and then answer a question or two because this has to do well, this is kind of a fun one. This is one that's
This
talk
is
a
the big
little bit
one.
about.
This is the big one, and this is also the one when we're going to ask for your help once the update is out, because we are introducing the Aggressor System, and we would love to hear your thoughts about this and how you feel about it when you're playing the game. So, what is the Aggressor System? There is an issue, right? Griefing players. We have all experienced that it doesn't feel great at all if a member of your faction kills you, and loots your body or something, or that never feels good. And now with the Aggressor System, what's going to happen is, as you see in the picture, in the beautiful picture where the guy gets shot in the back and he's like, I don't, I don't like that. Yes, if you shoot your friend, you are going to be tagged as an aggressor. What that means is that when you die, you are not going to be able to loot your own body. So this is a high risk, right? You are going to kill somebody, and you know that you effed up, and you need to run away, because every other
Mhm.
person who kills you is not going to be punished for killing you, and they are going to be able to, like vultures, loot your entire gear. So this is how the Aggressor System is going to work. What is the next important thing to mention regarding this is that if you are in a squad, the Aggressor System is going to be more lenient. So let's say that your friend is bleeding out on the ground, and oh god, I don't have all the necessary medical supplies to heal them, but they do. You will be able to loot them, and you will be able to get them back on their feet without risking becoming an aggressor if you're in the squad. If you're not in the squad, that's a different story. If you loot anyone, you are going to be marked as the aggressor. That said, the length of how long you are going to be marked as the aggressor varies based on the sin. Like, so if you're going to kill somebody, you're going to be marked as the aggressor much longer than if you're going to loot somebody's med kit or something.
Yes. I can tell you're really passionate about this and I love it because it's I
It's
think
important. Like, if you're a community manager, you want the community to have fun and not be
100%.
pissed off.
And that's what we'll clarify too. The bugs asks PvE and PvP. Well, no, it's only in the PvE VP because you can't loot other people's players' bodies. You can't shoot them in PvE. So we're talking PvE VP. And also Gaylord Robinson asks, how long does the aggressor system last? Now, that's a great question. We're still working and fine tuning that, but it actually depends on what you've done. So there will be
Yeah.
different degrees, and it'll show you on the map. Just not everyone else. It'll just be you that's labeled the aggressor, and you'll see a timer.
We're definitely, this is something that We mentioned that at the very beginning, but we are going to be launching an experimental. If you're interested in testing the aggressor system, how it works, and all the other features coming with Night Ops, we strongly encourage you to hop in. We're going to be sharing the link for the application form in a couple of minutes. It is also going to be on the Discord and our socials, so don't worry about it. We are going to be picking the people that are going to participate in the test, and we can't wait for you to experience it and let us know what you think about this aggressor system. I would also
Yeah.
mention one other thing about the aggressor system. This is just the first step to something a bit more complex that is going to come in
Yes.
the upcoming updates, which is going to be called the rogue system. Rogue system, not rogu system.
Ah,
The rogue system, and that is going to allow players to choose a little bit more chaotic evil, chaotic game style.
so I think, with that said, guys, as we are wrapping up this devlog, I'm going to say a couple other things as well as Jakob, because we're going to clarify just even some more stuff for you, and we can even answer a couple questions. But obviously, this devlog is still just it's scratching the surface. So the next devlog that we will be discussing has to do with the day night, as Jakob was saying earlier. NVGs, what happens at night, even things that happen during the day. I mean, that's still going to be very important. The night ops is not just focusing on night, even though that is like a huge part of it. There's so much that we're doing along with new content. Remember, new tasks, revamped everything. So we're excited. And like Jakob was also saying, the important,
I was saying
necessary.
a lot today.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and with the necessary, the AI enhancements, the optimization. Those are things that we are still going to be talking about for sure. We're continually refining this game, and now that we have this experimental, just to reiterate, someone thought it's for creators. Actually, it is not. We are having the community test first. We are having at least 1,000 members that will be selected from filling out the form. Yes, of course we are preferring those who've played. But if you're really passionate and you go through the form, we it also obviously depends on your specs and such. But we have that's a lot of people to choose from. Um, yes, of course we will eventually have creators play, but right now we want to have you guys be the first in to test a build that is certainly not the final build, and it certainly will not have some of the things that are going to be really important. So while you'll get the night ops sent your way to test ahead of time, it just won't be the final polished build that we're really looking to add in. But your feedback is the key. It's helping us to refine the game. It's we are definitely not going anywhere, and we know that you guys have been waiting a long time. So we really appreciate your patience, and we want to thank you guys for those who've been doing the experimental tests. Like, thank you guys. Like, I understand it. At first, the hot fixes were great, and then it's like, oh, another one and another one. But some of you guys, we're still testing it, so thank you. And so yes, this is a big deal for us. This is also why we don't want to just slap a release date to honestly to make everyone happy. We want it to be tested by our community, guys. It's impossible for us to test it the way we need it to be tested. It's impossible. We have a very small team, and we've said that before, but it's true. And we love the indie approach. We think that's the future of gaming, anyways. And we get to put our heart in this, and we get to see you guys play it as well. So it's very near and dear. This is what causes us to lose a couple hours of sleep. So you asked Jakob about sleep. Well, with a baby, or with I have 5 children and we have dogs and to jump on us at night, it's not easy. Um, I do think though, we haven't forgotten to give you guys the link. I think should we just let them do it now, Jakob? Should we give the link?
Let's give them the link when we can, and I think that there's a bunch of really interesting questions that we can answer in the meantime. I
Of
would
course.
just mention one other thing regarding the Night Ops update. We realized that this is extremely important update for us because it is the first major update after the release, and that is also the why we're really making sure that everything is a tip-top shape. So we really appreciate that you guys are patient with us, and we promise you that it is going to be worth the wait.
Absolutely.
I have a really good question that I would like to answer right now because this is
Let's
the
go.
question that is being asked
Let's go.
all the time, and that is from Fox Saber. are the AI aimbots fixed? So we have mentioned that already in the previous devlog, but don't worry about it. Yes, so we have found what was causing the the unnatural precision of the AIs, and we're addressing that in the NightOps update. So
Mhm.
you can look forward to much better experience when it comes to this.
Yes, and now as you can see, the link is live. So, but I will say there is just a couple other little things. Hello, that's my wife. You can't see her. Anyway, uh, we wanted to give a couple. Thank you. We wanted to give a couple shout outs, and I feel like this is really. I've been playing with a guy, Bled, for days, and we played Tiger Bay, and it was one of the best experiences I've had in gaming. And I'm just saying because I normally play solo. I am GZW Rick LRI, so if you want to stream snipe me, that's cool. I probably won't be live, but I'll be live playing. But I really give a big shout out to him because this guy's put in a lot more hours than me, and I'm honestly not the most skilled. So being able to have someone else help me at Tiger Bay, especially the mall, Central was huge. So I want to give a shout out to him. Our community leaders who continuously are always there for us, supporting us. They love talking about the game, informing their communities. I mean, if I listed all the names, I might forget one, so I just want to be careful. But I am really grateful for all of them. We are Jakob and I, and they're very crucial. As is Altair. Altair. I'm probably never going to pronounce his name correctly, Jakob. I always say Altair, Altair.
I mean, if this is a reference to Assassin's Creed, I would say Altair, but each to
Yeah,
their own.
I'll just say Altair, and he's the guy that's along with a team that he has with that has been helping to run community-driven events. And we can just tell you guys that when night ops hits later this fall, events are going to be taken to another level. There's something that these guys manually do themselves. We're just here to support them. So I can assure you, with the experience they've had and the amazing PvP events, the PvE events they've had, you'll have something to look forward to again once Nightfall drops.
Well, perhaps even sooner because I've been talking to Altair, and they are preparing a new type of community events as well, where people will be able to win some in-game rewards. Maybe we want to support this, because it is extremely important for us that the community itself is, entertaining itself. So we definitely want to throw in some support so that we have as much fun with the game as possible. And we're also
Yep.
preparing some other things that we're going to be revealing very soon, where the community is going to have a field day with that. So I know that I've been teasing a lot today, but that's the nature of the beast. I have a couple of thank yous here as well. As previously, once again, I would like to thank all of the guys that are supporting us, that are answering questions, are helping the noobs. Like I used to be. I don't consider myself a noob anymore, but thank you very much for doing that. It is very much appreciated, and I really like to see when I play the game that people are helping
He's
each
still a
other.
noob. Jakob's still a noob.
Come on, man! You didn't have to do me like that.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah,
It,
and so that's super cool. Thank you once again to our mods that are helping us moderate all across the social media,
yep.
and a couple of other people that I wanted to name drop here. We got an email the other day from a guy from South Africa called Bernard. He's creating like an entire website which is going to help the community to find exactly what kind of gear you can get, the information about that gear, and so on, and all the other things. The same thing goes for Maverick from Grey Zone Warfare Comms on Twitter.
Mm,
He's doing a fantastic job covering the game, sharing all the information, like condensing all the information. Perhaps even information that is being revealed right now is going to be like summarized on their Twitter. So if you don't have the time to listen to us go on about the game for an hour, I don't blame you. You will be able to find the condensed versions on these accounts. And the Grey Zone Warfare Tech Map, another really cool guy. So we have all these really cool guys. We call them community leaders on the Discord as well. Thank you so much for doing this. It means
uh,
the world to us, and you guys are going to be crucial when
yes.
moving forward with the game.
And you know what? There is something I thought that would be good to answer because even people who are Jakob, they're big fans of our community, of our game. They want our game to last, and they're worried about that there isn't a high concurrent player base. And I think that's a very valid question. So I kind of wanted just to briefly talk about this, guys. That our game is a game as a service. So what that means is, especially when we go into early access, we realize and we recognize that when you get through, it's 133 tasks exactly because you have to make decisions. That once you finish it, unless you want to go through and burn your gear or play some PvP just to use up your gear, there really isn't a lot to come back and play after that, and we totally understand that. In the beginning, the we are trying to make this game to be optimization performance is the most important thing. So that's where we're focusing on. And later on, you will see more and more reasons to come back and play. With Night Ops, you'll get the high tier loot and you'll get more reasons to explore, especially now with durability and vendor stock, among other things, where you get more of that gear fear. But let's be real here, and I know Jakob would testify to this. Even with Night Ops, while we believe that people will absolutely play this longer than their first playthrough, there is still the reality that it will still take other updates that'll add even more replayability. That'll add some more PvP type stuff, right? And
Mhm.
other things. So there was a question, and forgive me because there's some of you guys asked questions, and I just realized I didn't give credit to some of the names of those who asked questions, so I apologize. But there was someone else that mentioned something about what was it? Oh, about the lore. We're going to keep expanding upon the lore with each and every update, and maybe some more than others. So just stay tuned on these things because, guys, like this is still the long haul. But we're really happy to say that the experimental is a thing, and that some of you guys will have the chance to get hands on and help us with feedback. So
That's right. That's right. I think that just about the lore, I think that it's been revealed already in the roadmap reveal that that is going to be a huge
yes,
part of the update 0.3, which is the next update in line. I really look forward to that because I'm all about the stories in games and so on, and I also know the craziness of our narrative designer who is ready to ready to tell some stories, guys. Some horror stories as well.
and yes, guys. So people are asking. Yes, Night Ops is coming this fall. It is absolutely coming this fall. We're very excited. It's a huge part in Gray Zone Warfare. It'll have a really nice feel. Even when I've been testing it myself now, I'm really happy with how I've been seeing with the new weapons and such. It is going to be a great experience. And so just again, we understand that people are going to play it, then they're going to wait for another update and come back. And this will still happen even with Night Ops, and we understand that. So but we're very confident that many will come back, and we're really excited, aren't we, Jakob?
We are very excited. I'm
So
very excited also by reading through some of these questions. For example, my name is Nerf is asking, any chance thermal get added? Did I miss that? So I think that we were talking about thermals in the previous devlog, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that our official position at this point is thermals are OP because they are also OP in real life. But look, we'll see in the future. But they are not going
yeah,
to be
exactly.
thermals are not part of the Night Ops update.
Yes. Well, we've lasted almost an hour. I think at this point, guys, definitely fill out the form. There is something else really important. And if you can drop the link, community managers. So we are going to actually start using the Gray Zone Warfare Twitch channel. So
Ooh.
you will see the following streams on what is it? Twitch.tv/Gray Zone Warfare. That's really important. So we're going to be swapping over to that. Mad Finger Games, we definitely want to be an established brand, but you guys care about Gray Zone Warfare. That's what we want. And when we want to make sure that everyone knows Gray Zone Warfare. So we're gonna go to that for the next stream, and we'll provide the links going forward to the very specific Twitch channel, so you guys don't get confused.
That's correct. Do we have time for more questions, or are we wrapping up?
Well, there are more questions. So let
Plenty.
yeah, let's see. Let's see. Let's go take a look here.
Oh,
Here's a good
there's an yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I have
well,
also a good one.
there's a good one about friendly fire when you're in PvEVP. And the truth is sometimes, yes, if you're getting hit by accident, the aggressor system can still trigger. So the important part there is communicating you're out there. This is a tactical FPS game. We're trying to give you the sense of the realism. So imagine, not that we can compare everything to real life because you don't want to lose the fun factor, obviously. But if someone runs in your line of field, it can mark you as an aggressor. So yeah, you're gonna be mad at your teammate, but we did mention about the squad part of it. And you know, so we're working on, and Jakob, you have to fill me because you gave me an update
Mhm.
this morning about the squad thing. So if you could just reiterate that one more time as well.
Yeah,
These
of naturally friendly fire is still friendly fire.
yeah, still
And
friendly
if
fire.
you shoot somebody in real life, I think that the shot party is more likely to be the aggressor. But yeah, the way it's going to work is that you are going to be marked as an aggressor if you hit a faction member, or if you are even going to suppress a faction member. But if you are in a squad, this suppression,
Mhm.
for example, or looting their items is not going to count. Friendly fire is still a friendly fire. You know, that's bad. So
Yeah.
watch your shots, guys.
Yes, that was a good question.
Oh yeah, I had a really good one. This is funny. Uh, bikes and bimmers. So adding new stuff without fixing the current issues is pretty
Oh,
backwards
that's a good
way
one.
to progress the game. Uh, so guys, let's be real here for a second. The fact that we're talking about, all these new things doesn't mean that we're not fixing stuff. We are fixing stuff constantly, and much of it was fixed because of your help and because of your bug tickets and everything. So if you encounter any bugs, please let us know. We are definitely taking it super seriously, addressing everything that we get, and constantly improving and fixing what is not working as intended. So yes, we're introducing a bunch of really fun news here, but trust me, like if we wanted
Mhm.
to go over every single bug that we've fixed in the game, we would have been here for weeks. And
You know,
I
it's good
don't
to know.
intend to do that.
It's good to note too that remember, guys, this is not a patch. Night Ops is a full-fledged update, you know, but there is still a patch coming with Night Ops 2. And we're talking it's the same thing what Jakob was saying. Actually, there's some of these bugs, if I'm being honest, I don't even know what they are because there's some of them are so technical. It's not things that are it's the devese language that you know that's kind of tough to explain. But bottom line is we have a lot of
Yeah,
it's not just about content, guys. You know, if we have the same problem over and over again, you know, it discourages the player from playing. And we understand that people stop
100%.
playing Gray Zone Warfare because of the performance. So this is at the top of the list is the performance and the AI, and of course, overall the fun factor. That's most
That's
important.
right. uh yeah, about just to evolve your topic a little bit. uh we are going to be, of course, revealing a comprehensive patch notes, and it's almost a full-time job to put all the patch notes together because there's a lot of it. And if you're in for a light reading of, like, pages and pages of improvements, you have a lot to look forward to, because yes, there is tons of improvements and fixes.
Like you know, for example, even the one thing that the AI has been doing now in the game all the way since release is like they skip. So when the AI skips right now in the game, what happens is you can't even shoot them. They actually have to like almost sit and register. So you know the first two or three hits are infuriating. Especially in Tiger Bay. Guys, I can assure you that we're not just this might sound offensive, but we're just not a bunch of dev nerds. Like we're players too. We're players. And I love like I told you, I love this game and I get the same frustrations. One time, I'll be honest, my we homescore 5 kids so they can hear everything. Well, when I'm raising my voice, I mean. And I was shouting out some bombs. And I'll be honest, I was really upset. And I'm so Fort Nerith pisses me off. Excuse my French, but it does more than any other location. And I know that Midnight Sapphire can be more brutal, and I know that Tiger Bay can, but Fort Nerith takes the cake for me because it's so big. And I like doesn't matter. The point is, you know, what I'm trying to say is like that these things are being worked on, and that skating thing, it ticks me off to no end. So we understand that, and that is something that is actually at the forefront. Just it's taking
That's
more
right.
time. It takes more time to do that than the content itself. So that's why I said when we have the NDA or when we players play, we're still going to be working on things. It's vital, guys. So thank you for pointing these things out, and we are very much aware. It's much appreciated, guys, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think that 1 hour is behind us, and I think that it went by quite fast, so we can slowly move to wrap up. Eight.
Yes, thank you guys very much for joining. For those who are looking for the link, it's pinned, and we're also going to be posting it in Discord. It should be a little later. So, guys, just thank you very much. Listen, we'll still end the phrase with what defines this game, as corny as it may be at times, but it does matter because in Gray Zone Warfare, every move does matter. Every move matters, and we're going to show you more Night Ops, and we can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. So stay tuned. More updates around the corner. We are launching this fall.
We'll be back very soon, guys, with the upcoming devlog. So yeah, stay tuned, and yeah, every move matters.
Every move
Bye,
matters.
guys.
Bye bye.